I now pronounce you husband and wife.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right, Mrs. Pringle. Mrs. Reynolds was just leaving.
Oh, but I thought that...
I'm afraid you're the one who'll be leaving.
Mrs. Reynolds, the reporter is waiting for your comments on the wedding.
What reporter?
Seems Mr. Dwyer had a sudden change of heart. I want this mess cleaned up now. Oh, and Joan, I want Julie Egbert's transfer papers on my desk by the time I get back.
You lost your marbles? What's all this secret powder ball? It was in Roach's locker. So much for the flu theory. The bloody little idiot. Well, Mel's put it in her locker. That'll give us time to think about what to do. Yeah, that's easy. We'll wait till Rick gets out of the Pound and Teller. She'll go through those buggers like a hurricane through a tin shed.
Will you take care of yourself? Yeah. Don't you forget about Christmas dinner,
Get a move on. Don't want Rita thinking we're a pack of bludgers when she lobs. You know how grumpy she gets after a night in the Pound.
I don't know who you think you're fooling, Lexi Patterson, but it isn't me.
What do you mean?
When my best friend got married and went away, I sewed myself an entire new wardrobe in the space of a week. We'll be seeing plenty more of each other.
Cut it out, would you? You had me turned on the waterworks again.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, one of the things I enjoyed most about yesterday at the wedding.
Can't you talk about anything except that bloody wedding? If you ask me, the whole thing sucked. Put a sock in it, Roach.
It was like one of those love affairs of the 40s. Gable and Lombard, Bogart and Bacall.
Abbott and Costello. I have just about had a gutful of you. Well, so have I, so you can all go and get stuffed. Where the hell do you think you're going?
She probably needs some space.
She'll will have all the space she likes if she keeps doing business with Maxwell and Williams. I reckon we should have fronted him.
Well, for a start, we're not even sure that it was Kath that sold it.
Oh, who else, Nan?
And secondly, we should let Top Dog deal with it. I mean, you said so yourself.
So that was then, this is now. Look, the longer we leave it, the more people Maxwell's going to drag over to her side. I'm doing something about it.
Wait until Top Dog gets back.
If Rita was here, she'd okay it. Lexi! Stop worrying, I'm just going to talk to her. Oh.
G'day. Listen, you don't reckon you could get me any more of that Coke, do you?
Oh, sure. Here, get this back to me with your autograph on it, and Bob's your uncle. You must have had some party last night.
No. Some mongrel knocked off my stash.
That's why you've been biting everyone's head off this morning. Any ideas who?
It's got me stuffed.
Yeah, well, she wasn't in the Pound. My money'd go on Rita.
Take it easy. God, Rita's a mate. She wouldn't do that.
Bull! The wimp handyman got to her and told her a whole lot of crud about Coke being no good for you.
Yeah.
So she bans it.
But it still doesn't mean she'd nick it.
She'll do anything to make sure she gets her own way.
Look, me and her go way back. Sure, she'd hassle me about it, but she wouldn't go that far.
She'll go further if she has to. She's dead set against anyone having any real fun.
Well, she better not try that crap with me. Look, being Top Dog's one thing, but telling me how to get my kicks is something else. Look, I've got to go. Give you this on the way back, eh?
Well, he's convinced he's at death's door and the whole trip will have to be cancelled. Poor Joyce is at her wit's end.
I don't blame her. But at least between nursing a sick husband and packing for the trip, she shouldn't have any trouble sleeping on the plane.
Oh, we're getting the usual whinges from the women, too. There's no chance of the fill-in chef starting earlier, is there?
Not available. Which reminds me, how's Marty getting on with his job hunting?
Well, he's still looking. He isn't at all depressed about it. If it were me, I'd be suicidal by now.
Hasn't been that long.
Oh, true.
Well, when you let those two out of Solid, you make sure they understand I meant what I said yesterday.
Will do. Yesterday's logs, Governor, and this morning's inter-office mail. Anything to go back to reception?
Mountains of files. Those over there on the desk and up there on the cabinet. Oh, good. At last, this should be the list of trainee officers we're expecting.
Could do with a few extra bobbies.
Usually more of a hindrance for that first week, until they find their feet. Anything else?
No, that's a lot, thank you.
G'day. What are you doing?
Sleeping.
Right.
You won't tell me, will you?
Because you don't sleep on top of the bed.
I do, but when I get tired, I'm up and I'll sleep under it.
Oh, right. You're on cleaning then?
Yeah, you won't tell me, will you?
Oh, of course not. Look, but I just saw the freak in the corridor, and if she finds you're not out there mopping, you're going to get into dreadful trouble.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You promise you won't tell me?
Oh, of course not. I sleep under the bed all the time. Hey, look, maybe you ought to go round the corner, because that way she won't guess where you've been.
Oh, thanks, Lex.
Oh, no worries. See ya. Love it.
Oh, what do you know? If it isn't the sisters Grimm.
Shut up, Connors.
Now, against the wall, the four of you. Yesterday's exhibition was one of the most thoughtless displays I've seen for a long time. It nearly cost Julie Egbert her chance to get married. Now, any more trouble between you leaves the governor with very few options, including transfer to another prison. Now, is that clear?
Yes, Mrs. Miller. Understood.
Well, as long as Maxwell understands,
No,
it shouldn't be...
Connors, as long as you understand. And with the reputation you've earned for yourself in here, you'd probably be the first to go. Now, get a move on, the lot of you.
Very well, we'll see what we can do for you. Thank you. Bye.
I have to go out for a while. I shouldn't be long. Any trouble with Connors and Maxwell?
No, there's certainly no love lost between them, Connors particularly. I mean, she just won't listen. I'll check them again when I go my rounds.
Right. See you later.
Where can we get in touch with you if we need you?
Well, there's no phone, unfortunately. I'll phone him.
Nothing wrong, is there? Dan?
No, he's fine. Giving the physio's hell, as a matter of fact. I shouldn't be long.
Wentworth Detention Centre.
After all that rushing and leaving the poor girl in a ruined wedding dress, we finally got her married.
But if the minister was late, how come all the panicking?
It wasn't us so much as Mrs. Reynolds and Mrs. Morris. Apparently there was some sort of kerfuffle going on. Something to do with Joan telling Steve she was governor. Julie told us about it this morning.
The freak is governor. I'm leaving.
Apparently she was misled somehow by the minister.
Hey? Well, wasn't he supposed to be marrying Steve and Julie?
Minister, the government minister.
Doesn't matter anyway. Still missed out on seeing you get hitched.
I wouldn't have missed it for the world. Actually, it was a lot of fun. Except for this morning when the two of them had to say goodbye to one another.
Yeah, we heard you all singing out to her when she went. Well, come on, you lot, we got work to do. Speaking of which, we're a couple light, aren't we? Who's missing?
Oh, Roach and Lexi. Top Dog, I think we've got some problems with Roach. We discovered Mel with some cocaine yesterday. She found it by accident at the back of one of the toys that Roach brought down from the workshop.
What did Roach have to say for herself?
Well, nothing as yet. We thought you might want to handle it.
Oh, bloody handle it, all right. Maxwell and Williams, you reckon? It's gotta be. She explains how they're keeping their muscle on side for starters.
Not going to thump him, are you? Not after what Mrs. M said this morning.
No, but I'm bloody gonna sort him out. After I've sorted Roach out.
Well, before you do, I think you better check it with Lexi first.